Okay, it's been quite a while since I've done a garden update, so this is the fall now of the food forest garden. So here's our little, what used to be a shade garden before we undid or took down the tree. Got some black magic elephant ears and roses and some kind of spent cold hardy hibiscus. This will be a jelly palm, which actually has berries on it that are edible and make jam. This here is my tree basil. So it struggled most of the season and then all of a sudden just got huge. So tree basil, and then I have another tree basil over here. You can see there's all kinds of flowers in there. The red is I forget the name of it right now. There's a squash that has remnants from the spring. So what I discovered is that the apocalypse squash, which is called Tetsukabuto, needs the Cucurbita machata cultivar in order to germinate and produce fruit. And I really like that one, and so I planted several machatas this year, one of which is a Seminole pumpkin. Seminole pumpkin does the same thing as the Tetsukabuto, where it actually sticks around for the whole season. There's another one down here, and they're everywhere. Sticks around for the whole season and then comes back to life as the weather gets cool again. So that's been really awesome. I now have the Seminole squash and the Tetsukabuto growing in the garden still because it like hangs on for the whole season. I'm under the trellis now, and here we have the grapevine, which has made its way all the way across and is now in the roselle hibiscus. So it's actually all the way across the whole thing. There's little bits of grapevine kind of growing into the roselle, and this is the roselle hibiscus, which I have tied up to the trellis because the roselle hibiscus gets really heavy and will fall down. So you can see the calyxes on the roselle hibiscus. This is actually the part that you harvest, and then these petals, you rip them off, and then I'm going to dehydrate them today just because you can use them fresh, but I won't use that much. So this is just 5-10 minutes of harvest, and you can see if I back up, you can see that they are just abundant. I've got lots and lots of them. So that is the first trellis. There's the house, the pool. This is a few of the sugar canes that made it. And it looks like it's all the red, what they call down here chewing cane, which means it's a softer sugar cane, which means I might be able to press it and actually get a juice out of it. But we'll see. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that yet. I like having it. It's really cool. It's just a super tall grass. So that's the cane, and there's the loquat, which was at the beginning of the season the tallest thing in here. So there's the other trellis, which also has grapevine growing on it, which you can see, and then more roselle hibiscus on the other side. The cranberry hibiscus, which is the red leaf stuff, are doing really well. This has already been massively chopped and dropped once because after the Hurricane Ida that we had, which we didn't get very bad, but a lot of them had fallen over and gotten wimpy. So I trimmed them way down. They were 20 feet tall when I trimmed them, and now they're back to 15 feet tall, many of them. So this one, the two over there are quite tall. This one is actually laying sideways and is growing up from the sideways laying. So there's all that. Let's continue our tour down the regular path. So we're coming up to the other trellis. Oh, looks like I've got ants. So here's your telltale ant hill. So if I poke that, I probably will have 10 billion little ants come out. So I'm gonna have to go get poison. I hate them. I'm being really careful where I step. So here we've got more of the calyxes from the roselle hibiscus. So it's morning. This is what happens in the morning. You get a whole bunch of these, which are gorgeous, and then that closes up in the day, and then the next week or so it turns into this beautiful red calyx, and that's what you use for roselle hibiscus. This lemon tree, you can see this happens. This is actually a parasite that gets on the fruit, or the lemon trees, and sucks the juice out of the leaves. I haven't been very vigilant with that this year because we've had no fruit. And so we've sort of neglected the trees and just kind of let them do their thing. I'm just going to take a quick walk around. There's one more tree there. We've got the fig there. My fig on the other side, my brown turkey fig, is actually producing figs for a second time in the season, so that's been fun. There's a old forlorn blueberry. I've got a cinnamon basil, lemon balm, more lemon balm, and then this is actually, oh look, it's got pretty yellow flowers. This is actually a tarragon that a friend from the markets gave me, and now it's growing these pretty yellow flowers, which I didn't even know happened. And there is our grapefruit tree right here. And so this whole section back here I just mowed yesterday, but I can't actually get in there because the other path on the other side is covered up by this now laying over cranberry hibiscus. So I'm just going to go back through my trellis. I've got a lot of stuff to chop and drop, which is awesome. We're going to come down this path, and this is where the corn was, if you remember. Well, I cut down all the corn stalks, and so now it's just laying there rotting nicely. You can see another squash there, another Seminole pumpkin. I think mostly what I have in here now is Seminole pumpkin, which is not dependent on anything else to grow. Oh my God, there's another one that I missed yesterday. Look down here, a little treasure. Hello. So anyway, I don't know how many more I'll get, which is just really cool. So this is the remnants of some okra, which I also chopped and dropped after the storm. So you can see I chopped it pretty low. Like here was the stalk, and it was probably 7 feet tall. I chopped it here, and then the stems at the bottom are growing new okra. So that's all okra right here, which I'm horribly neglecting. I only really like okra fresh and small and young, like this one. And that's how I eat it. And if it's not fresh and young and small, I don't really care to cook it. So this was, gosh, what was here? All kinds of things. But it's all kind of died back, and now I've got a whole bunch of other little things. Flowers and more okra and cranberry hibiscus. A couple of cool things that are growing here. This right here, this weed grows in everywhere here. And I had a feeling when I saw this the first time, it's got a square stem, which means it's in the mint family. So I thought, I bet that's something useful. So I left it, and then I asked the universe if it could please tell me what that was. Turns out it's a plant called all heal. It's an herb. It's a wonderful adaptogen, and you can put that in your teas, and it will just add all kinds of goodness. So we're here on the back end of the entrance. So we're going to go through here. My bamboo trellis is still alive, but is blocked because I'm letting plants grow in there. So I kind of took over. So this was the back section, which was mostly neglected most of the season. Back here we have our kumquat, which are doing quite well. You can see, lovely. A bucket of sweet potatoes, another okra. This here is Malabar spinach, which is going to drop about 10 billion seeds. I'll get a lot more of that next year. And then this is my, what's it called? Mulberry, Pakistani mulberry, which grows really long mulberries. Not this year, because it's first year. A little bug damage on there. My other cranberry, or my other mulberry across the way has got the same. So this is another little patch of all kinds of things. I thought this was elderberry, but it never flowered, and it just grew obnoxiously. So I'm trying to keep it trimmed down. It sure looks a lot like elderberry. So I don't know if anyone knows what a fake elderberry. The stem and everything looks like elderberry, but no flowers. Oh, look at this beautiful. I don't know if I can get in here before he jumps out. Look at that baby. That's the biggest grasshopper I think I've ever seen. Wow. Hey there, Grandpa Grasshopper. Holy cow, you're huge. Anyway, over here is the moringa patch, which has moringa growing beautifully. I've done a little bit of moringa harvesting so far. Gotten it and got dehydrated it, and I added it with a mixture, which was absolutely delicious, with cranberry hibiscus, roselle hibiscus, cinnamon basil, holy basil, which is the tree basil, and moringa, and it was really good. Very sweet, didn't need any sugar at all. So anyway, it's just lovely. The flowers growing, the sweet potatoes growing like crazy. So this, I'm thinking of just letting these sweet potatoes stay here and be a perennial sweet potato patch. So I think that's what's going to end up happening here. That is my bamboo junk pile back there, which has a squash growing in it, and the squashes are growing. I'm actually getting a squash out of there. So I got a squash out there not too long ago, and I got another one growing here. I don't know if this one will make it, but it's looking good. So anyway, that's pretty much the garden update, the garden fall update. So I'm going to go back to harvesting hibiscus. Talk to you later. Bye bye.